All right, let's talk about
Yep,
gay pride.
sure. So,
Let me just I want to just throw it in there because I'm going to be I'm going to try to push
okay.
against you. All right.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
Uh, and so like even that phrase, it's like is that pornographic? It's the I'm going to push against you. So I put that in your head. But the gay pride, like Jesus taught about the eunuch, um, and so there's
correct,
there's
correct.
something about I think that people who um, maybe don't feel like they were built for this heterosexual union between a man and a woman that produces a miracle, which is a child, and like which is amazing. And people who aren't built, who don't feel that they're built that way, I think that they can feel like they are frowned upon for being different. I think that that's what happens within the minds. I remember being in school and seeing a guy get picked on for being different,
Yeah,
um, and it was nothing sexual. It was just he he had feminine characteristics, and he's just a
yeah.
different kind of guy. And I said, when someone like that gets bullied, and man, it's just awful.
It is, and I'm with you 100%. You said, but Christ has been given all power and authority, and I agreed with you. So, and I think it could be argued when you listen to Christ's description of eunuchs that he himself was a eunuch.
Right.
Okay, in that he didn't take a fleshly woman; he was there to take a different kind of woman, to to take on a different bride, as described in Scripture, part of a body that will live forever. And by that body, I mean, so the church glorified will last forever. It's a fully sustainable, both spiritually and materially, body, way of living in the world, and it will have everlasting life. That is the vision for the New Jerusalem. So much of the talk about this glorified, resurrected body isn't about the individual body, it's about the corporate body. And people make the interpretive mistake when they're reading passages where they think, Paul's talking, because we're such an individualist culture, they think they're talking about my spiritual body, when I'm resurrected. More of the talk is about the bride, the corporate body, than the individual body, because that is what we are being taught to understand, learn, and become.
There,
That's my opinion, and that means, because we're all sinners, that you cannot vilify the gay, even the murderer. They are expressions of spirits, and they're playing roles in terms of demonstrating right and wrong behavior.
the I'm just wondering if the church couldn't put on and host a gay pride parade.
Oh, and I think some have done so. Um, it wouldn't
And
surprise me if some have done so.
is that something like to me that's something that should happen, that the church should do that.
Um, Look, I'm not going to advocate for it, but when it happens, that is a sign of Christ at work, because that is, in essence, that is the sign of Antichrist. That is the sign of death. That is the sign that Christ has left the building. But that
So
is
why
supposed to happen. It has to
why is
happen.
why is that a sign? If Jesus himself was gay, why was it a sign?
Now, he wasn't gay; he was celibate.
Well, he called him a well, I mean, the gay, you can be a celibate gay person, right?
Yeah, sure.
And can a gay pride parade be consisting of Christians be people who are gay and celibate?
Let's call it a gay humility parade, and I'm on board.
A gay humility parade.
If you know what I mean.
I'm thinking
So
of,
if you're humbly gay
well, I'm thinking of,
and chaste, then yes.
this is
Yeah.
why I'm poking at this idea around gay pride parades. It's like it could be called um, a eunuch march. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you know,
I would prefer the word pride wasn't in there,
yeah.
because that leads you down the wrong path, right?
Yeah, I've heard people use that word pride in ways which, where um, you know, you can have a sense of pride, right? And so even that word pride is like there can be a spirit
Sure.
there can be a Holy Spirit, where people look at someone who has Holy Spirit and see and think they have a healthy sense of pride, you know, or something like that.
Yeah. But the problem with that is that it can engender the wrong idea. So that's all.
I mean, every word can do
who
that.
am I? These are just my opinions, right?
But I'm just saying, every word can do that.
Yeah, every word can do that, but humility is more likely to lead you in humility, although there are those people who make a public display of humility, which is showing off how, you know, wonderfully humble you are. So anything can mislead based on the spirit that occupies you. So yeah,
a public display of humility. What comes to mind for me is there are these people on earth who are very introverted. They don't want to be in the light. They don't want to be in positions of leadership. So for them to step out into the light is actually this humbling experience.
Oh, it's terrifying. Yeah.
So it's so just because you get, you know, shoved into the light doesn't mean that you have pride.
Agreed. As I say, the fact that it's celebrated in contrast to how it was previously is, to me, I could be wrong. Because remember, I've got my axioms have been formed by my journey, and that I think we're now at the cusp of that time. So I'm applying motivated reasoning, trying to make sense of what I'm seeing in the world.
Yeah, you want.
I want it. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. There's no question about